is credited to the whole. What happens to David happens to all Israel. What happens to David happens to all the people who do not deserve it. They haven't earned it. They haven't worked for it. They haven't fought for it. But they receive it. So David acts as a representative for the whole. One person's victory is credited to the whole group who did nothing to win the victory for themselves. See, so the point in this whole story is that you and I, when we read this story, just like Israel, when they read this story, we have to identify not with David. Right? This isn't about, hey, let's be strong, let's be brave, let's be courageous, and we too can win. We have to identify with Israel. We have to see ourselves, in a sense, helpless to save ourselves, helpless to fix our own situation, unable to win the victory on our own, but looking to the one who comes in and saves us. And look what happens once the victory is won. In verses 52 through 54 of our text, Goliath has been killed, and let's be honest, it's a fairly graphic story. His head is cut off and carried away. And what happens once the Philistines see this? They run. They understand that they've gone down to defeat. And the Israelites, meanwhile, realize that the victory has been given to them. And once they know that the victory is secure, what do? They go out and they chase the Philistines down. And they bring the Philistines into defeat. In other words, it's the victory that David wins that gives them then the confidence to move forward in victory, to move forward in conquering their enemy. It's only once the victory is won that the Israelites are finally brave and courageous. Up until this point, they were terrified. But once the victory is secured, Israel rises up in triumph. That's a promise for us as well. God wins for us a victory that we could never win on our own. And then he calls us to live in triumph. He calls us to live in the confidence and the joy of the victory he has won. Right? As Christians, we know